Let's see. Tons of fun. Shout out to tons of fun, man. Always having fun in the building while we having fun. You know what I'm saying? That's one way to do it. Salute to you. He says, will we ever be that dominant? Or will we keep trying to bring the '08 defense in the modern NFL while also using the '70s Steelers as the ceiling? Tons of fun now. The '08 defense was what Philly was running yesterday. One was a 3-4, one was a 4-3, but it was super basic vanilla. 4-man rush. We playing coverage behind it, playing 3 or 4, maybe an occasional 2. But other than that, it's 4-man rush, super vanilla. So I like that approach. Do you really like that approach? Because I think you do. But you got to have the guys that's going to execute it. You would think we do have those guys, but when they don't execute it, and this is what I was talking about during the season, we point fingers at coaches, right? Hey, man, Terrell lost it. Fire Coach T. Fire Terrell Austin. Like, okay, but what does that got to do with that guy not winning his rep? What does that got to do with this guy not winning his rep? And that guy, and the muddy, low buddy, and everything in between. That was why y'all heard me come in here and be on the whole, hey, man, maybe we need to start changing how we divvy up this money a little bit, right? Because I was like, hey, bro, we ain't getting a return on the investment the way that we need to because it's supposed to look like how Philly looked. That's what it's supposed to look like. Difference is we've spent more cash in our room on defense, whereas they spent more draft picks on defense. And those draft picks were hit. Jordan Davis, Jalen Carter, Nolan Smith, talk about Avonte Maddox. Let's see who's in the back end. Cooper DeJean, Quinyon Mitchell. Like all these dudes are draft picks, man. All them dudes are draft picks, right? So when we talking, it's like what we've invested in second and third contracts, they've invested in first and second round draft picks. Their guys just at the moments, man, played consistently. Whereas our guys, for whatever the reason may be, had up and downs. And that's the part for me where I'm like, I don't think that changes that. I think the way you get that is you got to touch the pocket a little bit, man. Just, hey, I need a little more from you. All right. Or, hey, we want to pay you more, but you need to earn more. You know what I mean? Like all that type of stuff. Because otherwise we're going to have that feeling like we had this year where we're looking at the offense and we're like, bro, resource wise, y'all need more, but we're not getting enough from y'all, but we're expecting, defense to deliver this each and every weekend. Unfortunately, for whatever, like I said, sometimes it's injury, sometimes guys not playing well. Sometimes there are certain things schematically where it's like, yeah, we don't like that call versus that particular look. And all those things play into it. But at the end of it, it still boils down to the guys that are on the field. Oh, man, y'all got to do your thing. You got to, especially when y'all getting compensated the way that y'all are. To me, that was the biggest difference between what the Eagles were doing right now and what we're doing right now. They just got their younger players doing them, it winning, whereas our guys, we've spent a little bit more. Patrick Queen, right? Spent a little bit more on him, right? So it's like when we're looking back and forth, Minka spent a little bit more on him, right? So that's the way that, to me, when I'm looking at the differences of it, we just have to be more consistent down the stretch. Because how many times at points in the season, the first 10 weeks, we're like, yo, our defense is like that. Historic, right? But then they ran out of steam. And that's the part that when they run out of steam, it's like a crazy drop. And that's what we can't continue to have. So we'll see, man. But to be tons of fun, we do have the potential to be just as dominant because we already are that at spurts. But we do got to be better down the stretch, the finish of it. And when we're in these big critical postseason games, these big moments, man, you got to show up. Got to show up, baby. Not saying it's easy, but that's the expectation. In Philadelphia, prime example. They showing you, hey, it can be done. It's one or two ways. You either pay for it or you draft it. But either way, once those resources are there, those guys have to show up, man. Your A players got to play like A players, man. B players play like B players, and you hope everybody else can overachieve from there, man. But that's kind of the mindset with it.